What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Henry Ruggs' route running, his one-on-one breakdown from training camp this yesterday. A couple videos came out, and I wanted to break these down for you guys and show you why I think he's an elite-level route runner, and it's not just his speed that's going to be able to get him open, all right, guys? And then also, if you're a receiver and you want to get better at catching the football, but you don't have a quarterback to throw you 100 footballs every single day, check out that link in the description that says improve your hands in 30 days to get a full catching program that will improve your grip strength, hand-eye coordination. We give you repetition drills that don't require a quarterback, don't require anybody throwing you a football. Check out that link in the description that says improve your hands in 30 days. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Let's get started. So first things first, we're going to be looking at this wide step release and then this peek back out route, right? And he was working this peek back in a couple of these clips, and we're going to show how we can work that, and then we're going to mainly focus on his release as well to step outside of this guy's frame, to take this inside release, give this peek to sell. Like I'm getting this ball over the top. Now, a peek back is a great thing. If you're a faster guy, this peek back at the top of the route is something great you can use. So let's watch it full speed. So he goes 1-2, gets upfield here, and this peek, right, or this little head fake right there really sells like he's going to be just turning around, getting this ball. Either he's cutting back to the inside or he's peeking back and catching this ball over the top on a fade, right? So that's going to be, I would really consider this kind of like a head fake, not so much a peek back, right? But he is kind of peeking back to the quarterback. The next one is really what I would consider, the next clip is really what I would consider a peek back technique. So it's why let's break this thing down. So off the line, he goes with this wide step, right? So that's what that wide step is, when you step with your back leg right here, his back leg, and he steps outside of his DB's frame. I think that's the main key. Now, a lot of people don't realize that on a wide step, what they'll do is they won't drive off of that front leg, and they'll just try to step, and they'll step inside this DB's frame, and that ain't going to get him to move, right? The whole goal is to get him to move. The whole goal is to get him to move off that platform. So why don't we step outside of his frame, because that's not where he is, but we still got to maintain explosive position within my frame, right? So you see how he uses that front leg. Now, a lot of people call this, oh, he's taking a false step. It's not a false step. He's doing this on purpose to shoot him back out to the outside and push off of this front leg. I think of it more as like a power step, right? So he kind of takes that step behind, right? But you see it's a subtle step, and you don't see this step unless you're looking for it, right? That's how quick it has to be. It can't be a slow first step. That's why when you guys work this release, you should be focusing on being as quick as possible with that first step and trying to be as explosive as possible to shoot you back outside. So you see how he's here, subtle step, and he uses that step to push, right? He uses that step to push him off here so he could throw his whole body, he could throw his hip, he could throw his upper half outside to really get this DB to step, and you see how it gets him on this outside leg right here, gets him off that frame, and I'm able to take an inside release, right? So we use that leg to push him outside. You see how he moves his head, he moves his shoulders to the outside as well, and now it's pursed upfield. Now, off the line, fellas, it's important, right, that when I do that step behind, I don't lose my pad level. So what a lot of people do is when they take this step and they use that explosive step to push them out wide, they'll pop their chest up in the air. They'll go here, and their chest will come straight up. You see how he stays in this explosive position, chest forward, and he's going to be driving off of that leg. He pushes that leg out of there so he could get up into this route, right? And he's in pad level position the entire way through. That's how we're able to get some separation. That's how we're able to use my speed to my advantage. And what does he do? Works to restack, works to get back on top of this DB. And now when he gets to the top here, he throws this head fake, head and shoulder fake to the inside, right? Now this DB should be watching those hips, right? Because the shoulders and the head will lie to you, right? So that's why when you guys sell anything like a double move, maybe you're selling this move at the top of the route, you got to make sure that your upper half turns. Your shoulders and your head will lie to the DB 100% of the time. You still got to move those, obviously, but a good disciplined DB will be watching those hips. So if you can throw your whole upper body like Ruggs does right here and turn your whole body, that's going to be able to get you a little bit more separation. And you see when we're here, you guys already know the deal. If you've been watching my videos, this is where we widen that gap with the DB. I continue to drive those arms. I continue to explode out of this thing and widen the gap with him so I could create some keep this separation. We create the separation at the top and make this catch. Let's watch it full speed one more time. So he goes here, throws himself out wide, bursts up to the inside, gives that little head fake back, this little peek back, and then accelerate out of there. Great job by Ruggs. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about that peek back, right? This is something you could work on really any outside breaking route. You could throw a head fake in there. You could throw a peek back in there because, and you could throw a head fake on an in breaking route too. But this peek back is something you only really want to sell on an outside breaking route, right? So let's watch this thing full speed. So he comes off here, gives him this little hesitation hop, peeks back, sells vertical, and throws this thing off. That's a great job here by Ruggs. Let's break this thing down. Okay, so now When he comes here, right, when you're a fast guy and you're a very explosive guy like he is, like him, maybe a Tyreek Hill type, right, a John Ross type, if you give that little hesitation hop and you give him something to change up his tempo, right, that's very, very beneficial, because if we could get him to stop his feet and stop his tempo, I guarantee you in a foot race, who do you think's going to win? And this is why DB's so hard, because he's already he's literally going backwards. He's going backwards the entire time. That's why it's so hard. If anybody would lose when you got your back like this and you got a guy with Ruggs' speed and you guys are going to race. So all we got to do is make sure that we get him to a situation where maybe he doesn't have hands, we get his feet to stop, or we get him to slow his tempo down. I know when I'm going to kick up into second gear, and then I kick up into second gear and get some separation. So you see how he's here, he gives a little hesitation hop and then explodes upfield, right? 0-100. We got to burst upfield. We want to sell like I'm going fade. We want to make sure I peek back with my eyes to sell vert, right? We want to sell like this quarterback's putting this thing way over the top. This DB's, oh shit, I don't want to get beat over the top. I don't want to get embarrassed. I want to make sure I get on my high horse. I get on my bike and I try to get back over the top, right? So he does that. But now what we do a good job of is Ruggs, he does a great job of cutting on a dime, right? When we're peeking back, very important that we got to be able to just drop right now, okay? That's what a lot of people don't do. When they peek back, when they make this break, they'll start to lean back. They'll start to be here. Their feet will get out in front of them and they'll start chopping their steps, right? And then their chest comes up. They try to turn out of the break, no explosion. Ruggs does a great job of being able to drop on that inside leg when he's running a comeback. He just snaps it off right now, being very sudden. He works kind of his hand technique at the top to throw him by. And again, the low man's going to win, right? Who's getting lower right here? Ruggs is clearly lower. He's dropping his hips on a dime right now. 2, 3, 4, 5 steps out of this break. That's a very hard thing to do too, especially when you got to work this throw by on a DB. It's not going to be that clean, perfect break every single time. There are going to be times where you got to make sure that you're just dropping on a dime right now. Let's throw him by. Let's make sure I accelerate it out. But being a vertical threat is what gets you this space, right? Making him believe you're just trying to run to the back corner of the end zone and beat him with your speed. If you're a faster guy, you got to use that to your advantage. You got to use that speed to your advantage. You got to use a fade to your advantage, because that's what everybody's afraid of, right? When they play Tyreek Hill, what are they so afraid of? Getting beat over the top, because he's just straight up faster than you, right? So how we can do that to get some separation on these shorter things and not just be one-dimensional and be just a deep threat is you sell this thing, you sell routes with your speed. You go full speed. You're able to cut on a dime. You're able to peek back. You want to make everything a fade until obviously it's not, and we could drop it off right now and snap my hips into this thing. It's a great job here by Ruggs. Let's watch it again full speed. So he hesitates here, pushes up vertical, peeks back, drops this thing off right now. Drop on a dime. How I'm able to drop on a dime is by dropping my hips. That's the key there, right? I don't want to cruise into it. I don't want to be soft with my hips. I want to be as violent as I can, pick my feet up, and drive out of there, okay? So now we're going to be looking at this catch. Really, honestly, all I want to talk about on this play, because DB did not play this thing horribly. It's just I think it's a great catch over the middle by Ruggs. Great ball, too. But we're going to talk about what you guys can do when you're facing a physical guy and you got to make this catch over the middle and this catch in traffic. So let's watch it full speed. So he gives this move here, takes the inside release, tries to throw him by. Maybe was going for a fake throw by technique here, but we're going to talk about what you guys got to do over the middle. When you're in traffic, right? I get this question a lot. Hey, coach, how do I improve my catch in traffic, right? Do you have any drills for me to improve my catch in traffic? A great drill, probably the best drill you can do is a situation where you got a DB running right at your hip, the quarterback throws this ball, and he tries to rip it out of your hands, right? You don't have to even work a route. You could literally just start maybe on the 10-yard line, quarterback's at the goal line, he puts it at a spot, you guys are just both racing for the ball, right? It's kind of something that you can get used to. What I do with my guys sometimes too is I'll take a pool noodle, and when I have a quarterback out there, they'll throw to him, and I'll hit them with that pool noodle over the middle, like just for them to get used to contact, get them used to being in an uncomfortable situation, right? But if you could get live reps with the DB in this situation where you're both going for the ball, best thing for you. Now, when I catch this ball over the middle, it's important that I go up with a strong grip. You see how Ruggs goes with a strong grip, and when we're here and we make a play on this ball, we don't want to hold it out in front of myself, obviously. That's like day one stuff. You don't want to catch this thing and hold it away from your body, right? That's a real basic tip. But when you get this thing and you secure it, let's go right to the tuck. Let's be violent to the tuck, right? I go over the middle. I catch right now. I'm violent to the tuck. And let's protect this thing. Let's protect it from that DB so he can't get hands. If you secure it, and then you're violent to the tuck and you protect it, there's no way that he's able to react on this thing. There's no way that he's able to make that play. If I secure it with a strong grip, don't let him make that play, and I'm violent to the tuck with the ball. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. Great job here by Ruggs. Great job fighting through the physical DB. Again, smaller guys, maybe we're going to have to do a lot of this, so make sure we're automatic over the middle with my hands. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you want to get better hands and you don't have a quarterback to throw you a ball, check out that link in the description that says improve your hands in 30 days. And even if you have a quarterback or somebody to throw you you the ball. We have alternate options as well for that. And guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in those comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next time.